Hey guys, Break here, and today we're going to be talking about making gold with the new raid that is coming out with Season 2 of Patch 8.1. So the new raid, Battle of Dazar'alor, is coming out tomorrow on the US and Wednesday, 2 days time for the EU. Anyway, let's get straight into it, and the first thing you can make gold with is going into the raid very quickly and getting some of the new recipes that drop from the raid. So there are actually 3 recipes that drop. There's the enchanting pet, which drops from there. There's the glyph, which changes your water elemental in there. And there is the engineering kind of battle res in there as well. So I think these should be pretty decent. I think particularly the enchanting pet, if you can get it really quickly and be one of the only ones on your server to have it, you could make a lot of profit with this in the first 24 hours because people always want the new item, and it's so easy to make. Like, it costs basically no materials, it's really cheap, so if you can sell it for any sort of good price, you're going to make a profit. I think similar thing if you are a scribe and you go get the glyph of the tides. It's a mage glyph, they sell okay, but it does change the water elemental, and glyphs that change the appearance of pets in particular often sell for a lot. So if you can get this on your scribe pretty quickly, then you can again price it really high on your server and make a good profit. So these are particularly useful if you are a raider, and if you're planning on going into the raid early, just pay attention to these. Even if you're not a raider, you can maybe search for these and try and flip them on your server, but if you're a raider, definitely get in there and try and get these items. I don't know the drop percentage, I don't know if it's 100% or not, but if you can get these early, you're going to be making pretty decent profits. The next thing you can do to make big gold is, of course, the raid-related professions. Now, these haven't been so good recently, but that's because not many people are raiding. But with the new raid out, there's going to be a lot of opportunity to sell flasks and battle potions if you're an alchemist. Obviously, enchants as well are going to be selling pretty good because there's so much new gear. So pay attention to those enchants and just keep a load up on the auction house for a good price. If you're on, well, in fact, any sort of server in the first couple of days, you're going to be making nice profits of these. And even jewel crafting, which I recently said was the worst profession, and I still stick by that, but I think if jewel crafting is ever going to make a profit, it's going to be in this first week or two of the raid coming out. So undust your jewel crafter, get on that, and see if you can make a profit from the gems. Maybe buy up some cheap ore, prospect it, see what gems you get, and see what profits you can get from crafting those gems, because I think in this first week that's going to be the best time for you to make profit with these professions. And a good thing to do if you're kind of half AFK during the prime raid time, so the kind of evening times, you can just constantly reset these markets, or even if you're not resetting, at least undercut, cancel your auctions and repost. Just make sure you're always the cheapest, because these things sell so quickly in the first few days of the raid in the evenings, so you're going to want to be the cheapest one on your auction house. So pay attention, run a few cancel scans, and you should make some good sales. Now, the next thing you can do is actually reset items in Pretty Stack. So what does that involve? Basically buying up items in random stack sizes. So I'd buy up these stacks of 4, these stacks of 8. I'd put them together and I'd sell them in a nice stack size, so a stack of 10 or a stack of 20. And you can usually sell them for more profits. Again, the raid time is the best time to do this because raiders are usually pretty rich and they're willing to just not want to waste time and just buy up the stack size they need. So this first couple of weeks is the best time possible for pretty stacking, and it's the best time possible for flipping materials in general because things are selling so quickly. You've got your best chance possible of buying something cheap and selling it for more, and before people can undercut you, it might have sold. So this is the best time to do pretty stacking, and it's the best time to flip different items. And particularly, I'm using the example of the Battle Scarred Augment runes. It's the best time that those are going to sell. You know, Mythic Dungeon race, I think that starts next week, in fact. Mythic Raid race even, but these should sell really good. So make sure if you only have a few on your auction house, you can reset the price, they'll probably sell. And if you have a lot, you can pretty stack them and they'll also probably sell. In fact, someone's just reset the market on these. Just yesterday they were about 600 gold, and now on my server they're 750 gold. I wonder if someone tried to reset to 1000 gold and then they got massively undercut. It is a risky strategy doing this before the raid, because especially if you're on a high pop server, a lot of people would have saved up these runes. But whatever the case, search on your auction house for various different items, particularly runes, particularly potions and stuff like that, and sell them in higher stack sizes. And the same thing goes for stuff like herbs and stuff like ore. It's all going to be selling pretty good at the moment, so search it on your auction house. If you find some weird stack sizes, buy them up and then repost in nice stack sizes for a lot more, stacks of 200 for herbs for example, and it's just going to be a way for you to make really easy profits in no time at all. On this server, for example, a lot of the anchor weed is in weird stack sizes for like 150, 160, 170 gold, and I could reset these and put it up like this person has done in a stack of 200 for 200 gold each, and I make a profit of about 20 or 30 gold per anchor weed. 30 times 200 can equal around 6,000 gold profit in no time at all. So this is the kind of thing I'm talking about, guys, and it's the best possible time to be doing this because the stuff is going to be selling so quickly and it's going to be worthwhile your time. So to prove my point, I just bought out a stack of 200, well not a stack of 200 but a load of random stacks of 1. You can buy them really quickly with TSM unless you're on a really high pop server. And as you can see, there is no stack of 200 on the auction house. There's a few random stacks, but what's going to happen, particularly when the raid comes out, people are going to be wanting loads of this anchor weed because it's used in alchemy so much. So I'm going to put it up on the auction house for 200 gold for a stack of 20. I could probably put it up for even more, but I just want to get a quick sale. And so that will equal about 30 gold profit per item, or about 6k in total. So in this 30 seconds I've made myself 6k, and this is the kind of thing you can do constantly when the raid is out, guys. So make sure you pay attention to the prices on your server and do resets and do pretty stacking when you can. There we go, a stack of 200 for 200 gold each, and that is 40k, and it should sell, and I'll do another video when it sells just to show you guys. Another thing you can also do is, of course, the new raid BOEs. This is probably going to be my best gold making method when the raid comes out. So as with any new raid, there are new BOE gear that drops from the raid. So you can get this in two ways. You can obviously either run the raid and try and get lucky. And again, it sells for crazy prices in the first couple of weeks. So it is worth running the raid if you're a raider and trying to get some of these. But the other thing to do is, of course, to flip these items. So right now I have a group that I've also listed in my paste bin. If it's not in my paste bin, then just search WoW Economy Battle for Dazar'alor BFA raid groups and you should find the new BOE raid group. But anyway, that's for TSM users. As you can see, there are like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new pieces. Different kind of waist guards and boots mostly. Is it only waist guards and boots? That's kind of interesting. Oh no, there's a drape as well. That should sell for a lot. Backs are usually hard to come by, so that should be a particular good one. But anyway, I think this is definitely worthwhile, so just run some scans if you have TSM on your auction house, or if you don't have TSM, just search up for these items, and if you find one that looks a bit cheap, it's usually really hard to tell, so it's quite risky flipping these in the first couple of days, but particularly after the first week or so when the prices have kind of stabilized slightly, it's definitely worthwhile doing this. If you think you can make a good flip, buy it out, repost it on the auction house for a crazy price, and you never know, it might sell. And if it doesn't sell, just lower it a bit, because people are desperate for gear in the first few weeks, particularly the big raid guys. So if any of this gear is really good for raiders, which some of it probably is, or at least pretty good, then they will be willing to pay really high prices for it. So buy one out, sell it for more. It's the easiest gold you can possibly make. Like I say, just be careful, because sometimes the prices are crazy and then they drop a lot. So don't buy out an item for crazy price unless you think you can make a really nice profit, because otherwise you could end up losing gold. But definitely pay attention to your prices on your server and try and flip some of these items if you get the opportunity. And anyway guys, just keep an eye on your auction house, keep an eye on the prices. do some pretty stacking, sell all the stuff you can on your different professions, because this is going to be one of the best times to make gold until literally the new patch comes out, and that's going to be months. So this is your best opportunity for gold making, so I wouldn't waste it. It's going to be a fun time. I am very excited. And just carry on doing your general things as well. I mean, with the augment runes selling for like 800 gold on my server, and you get 8 of them from one of your mission tables, so that's 800 gold times 8, it's like 6,400 gold from one mission. It's crazy. So run your mission tables, try and get those augment runes missions, and yeah, really easy passive gold. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya!